Moving away from that, Nigeria's 4 representatives at the 2025 CAF Interclub Championship begin their campaigns this weekend, carrying the nation's hope of a long-awaited return to the continental prominence. We have Rivers United MPFL runners-up open the Champions League quest against Kinshasa. Now, this will be against a Congolese side, while league champions Remo Stars will host Comoros US Zilimadjou in Abeokuta, just as Abeokuta did say at the start of the program. In the Confederation Cup, we have debutants Abia Warriors. They face Mali's Djoliba in Uyo, and Federation Cup winners Kwara United. They will travel to Accra. They already landed right now in Accra, Ghana, and landed safely. And we did hear that news, and we're so happy because they get to face Asante Kotoko. Asante Kotoko is not a small team, but Federation Cup winners, they have a task ahead against the Ghanaian champions. Now, with no Nigerian club reaching the group stage since 2018-2019 season, expectations are high as these teams, they aim to break the cycle of early exits. The stakes are even greater this year because Confederation of African Football has doubled the preliminary round financial support to $100,000 per team, and they have raised the overall profile of the competition. So victories in the coming days will have to push Nigeria's clubs closer to group stages, which kick off in November, and also maybe restore the confidence in the country for continental competitions like the CAF Champions League or the CAF Confederation Cup. Let's have sport journalist Pius Ahamba join us in this conversation right now. Thank you so much, Pius. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Good to be here again. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Oh, I can hear you, Pius. We're here with Gbemidepo Popola, and it's time for us to talk about...
Gbemidepo, of course, fantastic analysis so far. The teams are playing.
Gbemidepo is evaluating Coach Ali Zuberu. You came on the show and you're evaluating Gbemidepo, giving him the thumbs up, vote of confidence. All right.
Yeah, of course.
And you're forgetting I am here to evaluate you both. But I'll keep it for next time.
You are the anchor doing a good job. He's the analyst doing a fantastic job. Yes, because I really agree with his opinion on Coach Ali Zuberu. Yeah, so great analysis again. Yeah.
All right. It's nice to have acknowledged me because I needed flowers too. Thank you so much. All right. Let's talk about continental football right now, especially for Nigeria Premier Football League sides. We've seen Nigerian clubs, Spires, they have not reached the CAF Champions League group stage since Lobby Stars did that in 2018-2019. But Lobby, at the moment, we know where they are. Not even in the top flight of the Nigeria Premier Football League. What do you think is this recurring weaknesses that continue to hinder the progress of Nigerian sides from continental competitions like the CAF Champions League and the Confederation Cup?
Well, on proper opinion, but I think it's the fact that we tend to recycle new teams on the continent every now and then. We bring out new teams. I mean, the only constant team in the last few years has to be, of these 4 teams that are representing us right now, has to be Rivers United. Remo Stars just the last 2 years started representing us. Abia Warriors, first time on the continent. Kwara United also, I can't remember the last time they were also there. And all of these teams, they keep coming and going, So we don't probably have, unlike all these other countries where you have teams who would finish top 4, top 6. They have their strongest teams represent them, and of course they attract the best of players. Unfortunately for us, we are unable to do that. I'm looking at the teams who are going to represent us on the continent. I'm even looking at the additions, and I'm like, what are we going there to do? To be honest with you, I don't have my expectations high because I have looked at the quality of teams we are taking to the continent. I've looked at the quality of teams we are facing. If we even manage to get past this first round, I mean, the next teams we are facing, I've even gone through to the next teams, and there are teams that are very strong on the continent. I struggle to see how we're going to do it. Remo Stars has to be one of the shining lights of last season. Of course, they won the league. They are private school clubs. You expect them to actually attract some of the big players. But take a look at the team they are going to the continent with. They lost a couple of players. Some of the players left the country. They brought in a few key players. But then, are they strong enough to go into the continent? In the last 2 seasons, they've been knocked out by a Ghanaian team and a Moroccan team, AS FAR, and of course, Mediama in the last 2 seasons. So, yes. I mean, if you are losing to Mediama FC, I don't know how optimistic you think I should be going to this new season. So, in terms of optimism, I don't think I am that optimistic of the teams going to the continent.
Let's look ahead at that bigger picture right now. This is these are players and coaches that have been on familiar ground. I'm judging from the CHAN championships because we could see how Coach Ogumodede and also Fidelis Iluchukwu could guide this team to pick the ticket of the CHAN. Yes, we did not do so very well or so impressive at the CHAN, but these are players and coaches that are on familiar ground, I would say it. So when you look at the strength and also the coaching experience and the recent forms that this team, these players have, Depo, which of the 4 Nigerian clubs, we're talking Remo Stars, Rivers United, Kwara United, and also Abia Warriors, which of them appear most likely to break into the group stage this year? I want to be realistic. Which of them will get that slot this year from the preliminary round?
Okay, to be very realistic, I think recent for United, but they have the experience so far. They've been there constantly, they've said nicely, some quality brains in the field, as well as Bros, which they needed. I think he's gone as well. They would need to continent and run their own song as well. I think most definitely should like the Comoros side. We've been also in the stadium for the woman and the away game, so we expect most stars also go to for Abia Warriors. Believe you me, I think it's a very, very, very difficult one. Yeah, I've got an interview with the coach about it.
Okay, I think you would have to, I beg your pardon, you have to reconnect. Okay. Because we're having some challenge with the audio and we want to really hear you on the show. So I will just stick with, while you reconnect, I would stick with Pius Ahamba. Pius, yes, Bemidepo has chosen Rivers United. Like I really envisaged that he would choose Rivers United. So the experience which he has just mentioned there, and we're hoping that they can get the slot from the CAF competition. So Rivers faces, they will have to face Congo, a Congolese side in Kinshasa today. That is a venue very known for its intimidating atmosphere. How much of a disadvantage is this away fixture? And what lessons can be drawn for Nigerian clubs in the past that struggle on Central African soil?
Well, again, I would agree that Rivers United should be that team for us because if you take a look at the other 3 teams, Kwara United are playing against Asante Kotoko of Ghana. That's a very difficult game. They are very known on the continent. I mean, they've appeared 10 times in the CAF Champions League. They've appeared 9 times in the CAF Confederation Cup. They are used to this particular tournament. If you also take a look at Remo Stars, what I think Remo Stars should be able to get past Zilimadjou of Comoros, because if we are not forgetting, this team faced Rangers last year and Rangers knocked them out. Rangers drew away and they won 1-0 at home. So I think Remo Stars should be able to knock these guys out. Abia Warriors also have a difficult task in Djoliba of Mali, because they are also known on the continent. They've appeared 24 times in the CAF Champions League, 20 times in the CAF Competitions Cup. They've also won their league in Mali. They've won 24 times, 24 league titles. So they're a well-known team. I worry for Abia Warriors. So for Remo Stars and Rivers United, these 2 teams should be able to do well. And now back to your question. For Rivers United, I think they should be able to do this against this Congolese side. But I mean, what they will do going forward is another matter entirely. For Kinshasa, I think it's, like you already mentioned, it's a well-known venue for matches. Hopefully, Rivers United are able to hold their own, and of course, when they return back, they should be able to, nick this one through. How we have been able to manage ourselves playing away from home is another matter entirely, because that's another discussion we need to start having about Nigerian teams. The mentality we're going to away games with on the continent is a big worry for me. That is why I think if they manage to get a point, get something away from home, and then come home to finish up the job.
All right, we'll be hoping that they can come home to finish up the job. I love that final line from you. And I'll be hoping that they get to hear all the way down there in Kinshasa, where they have this encounter. Thank you so much, Pius Ahamba. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, especially about Nigerian clubs.
Yeah, of course, always a pleasure being here. And I wish all the 4 teams are the very best in their games.
That's all we can do. We can only wish them all the best. We cannot play the football for them.
We don't have it. There's nothing else we can do.
I'm telling you.
Give them our support and hope that they are able to, to just give their all.
Yes.
I mean, the players themselves, they probably have little or nothing they can do, because if you take a look at the quality of opposition is stronger than they are presenting. The players we are presenting, The only team I can talk about that actually invested in players ready for this continent, I would say, is Abia Warriors, because they got a couple of non-players who have the experience, likes of Imo Bot, Emeka Obioma. Some of these guys joined the team. I think they are quite intentional about what they are going to do. But again, the quality of opposition will actually matter in games and competitions like this.
But we can only worry about them, but they'll take care of themselves, Pius. Don't worry. Don't just overwork.
Of course.
Thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much.